a plum is different than something is you're plumb to something.
So what is
plumb
to be plumbed?
Now this conversation is going on the toilet.
If I was to get plumbed, what would that mean?
What I'm gonna do to you later.
You're gonna plumb me?
I'm gonna plumb you fucking later. Oh my
god. That sounds sexy, actually.
It could be.
Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the taste
We'll see where the night goes.
New definitions to plumbing.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, the taste tour is back. This whole video is being posted because I really like the introduction.
Well, there was some discussion about whether they put a plum in a beer or not, and I think they put a plum in there.
because you read it wrong.
Anyway,
let's plum too. No one says that.
Let's move on. The taste tour is back, as I stated, and what we've got here is the Abita, and I believe this is also a seasonal, the Abita Grapefruit Harvest IPA, India Pale Ale, obviously, 6.0% alcohol by volume. Obviously, Abita is from Abita Springs, Louisiana.
Obviously.
I don't know how obvious that was to me, but
yeah,
it's called Abita.
I'd never heard of Abita Springs other than Abita.
Oh my.
Very grapefruity.
Yes, and also hoppy from like the IPA stuff.
IPA.
No, it's just an expression. They don't actually put grapefruit in there.
My God.
They just say they do because it's a fun word to say.
Wow.
He's a hoot. You're the one spending time with him. I have to. He's my family. You can't. You don't have to.
I have a choice. Sticking his nose in there
You can't
while
wait
you're
2 seconds.
Oh my God.
I wanted to smell the grapefruit.
It does smell like grapefruit.
It does. Oh wow.
It tastes a lot like grapefruit.
It does.
I don't know how much I like the two together.
Well, I don't like grapefruit really anyways.
It's quite bitter. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not one of the sweet grapefruits.
Here's the
It's
deal.
definitely one of the tart ones.
I do feel like if I was a big fan of grapefruit, I would really like this. I think they go fine together. I think for me, I can only speak for myself. For me, I just don't really like the idea of grapefruit in beer. So even if they do it really well, it doesn't. I mean, for me, it's not that appealing. But I feel like it's done really well.
It is. But I can tell you one thing that grapefruit does, as really should be expected, I guess. It overpowers the flavor. Like all you get is tart grapefruit.
Yep.
As opposed, and granted, it's an IPA, so it's going to be tart anyways. That's true. But I don't taste any hop tartness. I taste grapefruit tartness.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it hits your tongue, tart. I like that flavor. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
But
if you really like grapefruit, if you like just eating grapefruit
and
beer, you might like it.
And not grapefruit when you pour sugar on it. Grapefruit just plain. Sour
I've never been that big of a fan.
I am a fan of grapefruit.
I like grapefruit
Me
a lot.
too.
I like beer, but I don't know how much I like them together.
And I'll tell you something that I'm noticing with it. It's actually a little waterier than I expected. By the smell, when I smelled it in the bottle, I mean, it's real grapefruit. You smell the bottle. The bottle's super grapefruit.
Oh yeah. It just tastes.
When you smell it here, it's way less. Way less. And then
it's there.
Well, it's funny because I always feel like IPAs are pretty strong.
Yeah. Now.
And I don't even taste the IPA here because it's like all grapefruit.
But I think for some people that's awesome.
Sure.
If you want to just like drink a grapefruit tasting beer, because what I'm tasting is the grapefruit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all you taste, essentially.
But there's definitely it's 6% alcohol, and there's definitely no booziness at all.
Not in the least. No, it definitely doesn't have a typical IPA at 6%. Well, it's not boozy, but you'll feel it. I mean,
it doesn't seem like I'm even drinking an alcoholic beverage.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of tastes. If you've ever drank grapefruit juice,
straight grapefruit juice, poured.
Right. Yeah.
It kind of tastes like that with a hint of something else.
Yes, it actually
does.
does.
What is that little other thing going on?
Because when they do it that way, they don't add sugar and it's super tart.
Right.
Which again, I like that kind of stuff. That juice I like better.
It almost does taste like they mixed a bit of beer with grapefruit.
Yeah,
it's like this much grapefruit juice and this much beer.
But
I'll give it many points for staying true to the label and actually tasting like what it says it has in it.
How many times have we had a beer on here where our complaint is it doesn't taste like
it's that? It's just a beer and they say it tastes like blah blah blah.
So I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I think I would rate it about a 7-ish. Otherwise, But I'm going to give it extra points for, I like the idea, I like the concept. I also think that they picked the perfect type of beer, granted even though our complaints about the beer itself, I think they picked the perfect type of beer to do grapefruit with. And so I think Abita does a really good job of picking the particular type of beer to put the fruits that they put in. So like the strawberry lager, for example, the lager that they put in obviously isn't a really full-flavored lager. I mean, it's just obviously not. Therefore, you taste a lot of the strawberry. That's what a lot of people want, particularly in a hot climate like Louisiana. So I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I think I want to give it a 7, and it's not necessarily because I would drink this more than I would drink something that I might give a 6.5 or a 6, or maybe even lower. But it's more just I think it's very well executed, and if I had more of an affinity for grapefruit, I would really like it.
Yeah.
If I really just love grapefruit with how I like beer, I would really, really like it because I think this is really well done. I don't want to dock it points just because I'm not that big of a fan of grapefruit, so I give it a 7.
I mean, and this is probably spring seasonal.
Yes.
I think it's pretty refreshing for like late spring kind of thing going on. I wouldn't reach for it myself, probably, but I liked trying it. It's the type of thing where it's like, it's fun, you drink one time maybe, and whatever. Maybe you like it more, but I'd probably go with a 7 just because it was something I was really interested in, and it made sense, and it was good.
It's an interesting one to try, at least.
Definitely at least try.
And it's I don't think any beer drinker would say it's bad. It's like poorly done.
No.
Yeah, no.
One of the things I've always liked about Abita stuff is how they use local stuff, like the strawberries are Louisiana strawberries, the grapefruits are Louisiana ruby red grapefruits.
The satsumas.
The satsuma.
We didn't know what they were.
The satsuma is a citrus.
Orange.
It's an orange.
It's an expression.
Saw one in the store like a week after we did that one.
So 7.5, 7.0.
Two satsuma something.
Would you give it again a 6.5?
I give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
2 7s, a 7.5. It's a 7.3-ish. Good.
I'm good.
Yeah,
good.
Sounds good to me.
Taste Tour will be back. Check out the Abita Grapefruit Harvest IPA, spring seasonal. Join us for more. We got plenty to come, so stick around and keep clicking on the episodes.
Two satsuma.